where people love your videos, they want to see it, they're excited over it, they want to continue watching, they want to continue consuming. If they don't want to watch it, it's not the algorithm, it's you. We gotta stop blaming the algorithm for just the lack of engagement, or people not people not consuming what you have. Far too many times we create videos or trainings and we expect the whole world to be excited over it, and everybody wants to learn what we want to learn, and I just want to do a brain dump on everything that I know in my niche. But here's the kicker: if you don't know how to create highly engaged videos where people are addicted to it, where they want to learn, where they want to comment, where they want to be excited over it, if you don't know how to create those type of videos, you're going to have a long, hard, unsuccessful road in what we do, because this is how people get attracted to us. This is how we become the authority. We become the authority in what we do through education, experience, and expertise. When we have our education, experience, and or expertise in whatever it is, or any kind of niche, if you don't know how to get people to learn, to consume, and to really do what you want them to do in your videos, then it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be way too hard. All right, so that's what I want to talk about today. What's good, my people? Yo, shout out to y'all. This is a recharging your coaching business session, recharging your business. So each and every day at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, we do these recharging your business sessions where we just go in and we just help you be able to grow and build your business. Today is what we call Monopoly Mondays. Monopoly Mondays is where literally I just give you like just straight business advice, business training to take your business to the next level. Each and every day of the week we do a different theme, but today is Monopoly Mondays. All right, so if you're excited, go ahead and put excited below. If you're ready, go ahead and give this some hearts, give this some like, give this some love, and let's get it in and let's really talk about like how do you create highly addictive videos? Like how do you create videos people actually want to watch, want to consume, but not just want to consume because you're doing something stupid in the video, or not just something to consume because you just sharing viral content. Anybody can do that. Anybody could just share content, like viral content. And that's one of my strategies too. When it comes to creating videos and trainings, I already know how to get, a bunch of views already. But at this point in my career, and what I want to give to you is that it's not always just about posting things that's going to get you the most views or the most engagement. What I want to do is I want to help you create highly interesting content, impactful and informative content for your ideal client, and getting them not to just look at the title and want to watch, but also like want to watch the whole thing. And you know what they call that on YouTube? They call it watch time. So if you have a YouTube channel, one of the things that's going to allow your YouTube channel to grow is based on your watch time. They're saying, okay, well, how many people are clicking on this? And then how many of those people are actually watching it? How many people dropped off? How many people dropped off, in the first 60 seconds of the video versus how many people watched the video all the way to the end, right? So that's the things that they're looking at. And what I really want to show you is, what is that formula? Like, what is the formula for creating that content that's impactful, but also something that people really want to click, watch, and consume? All right, so y'all excited about that? And this is going to help out a lot too for my folks. A lot of people have been asking me about ads lately too, so this will definitely help with being able to increase your ad conversions as well, which we'll also touch on and talk about. So I'm excited. If y'all ready, go ahead and put ready in the chat. Give this some like, give this some love. Feel free, by the way, all of these sessions are public, so feel free to hit the little arrow icon or share this out with somebody who you know could really use a facelift to their content. Somebody's like, damn, they missing a boat when it comes to really creating good content, then training content particularly, then go ahead and share this. All right, so let's get it in now. The reason why this is so important, and it's important right now, is because we're in a society where if you're on social media, your ideal clients want to see some type of video content from you. They want to see it because we're living more in a character-based society, or an influencer-based society, meaning that if you even notice, a lot of these Fortune 500 companies, a lot of these brands, they're creating characters, whether the character is like a Ronald McDonald, right? We've been seeing certain companies, they got these characters now that these are the forefront because they know that people connect with people. or people connect with, some type of character. So that has human qualities or characteristics, right? Whether it's a gecko or whatever it is, right? So companies have been, it's a lot more prevalent now, but companies knew that then. And even when you look at even the companies today, whether it's a Twitter, Tesla, or whether it's a look at traditional people where this is not necessarily, like, being an influencer is not necessarily their number one task, right? If you look at the Warren Buffetts, look at the Bill Gates, look at people who have companies that aren't necessarily influencers. But why do we know their name? This is the point I'm getting in. The reason we know their name is because they've made it a point to actually make themselves known. The Mark Zuckerbergs, they made it a point to actually make themselves known. Jeff Bezos, right? If this wasn't the case, they wouldn't be doing interviews. They wouldn't, right? There's certain reasons why they do these announcements. They do these interviews. They can easily hire somebody else to do it, right? But why themselves are doing these interviews and putting themselves out there is because they are becoming a brand. They are the brand. So they understand that, okay, when I'm the brand, I got to put myself out there. Well, when you put yourself out there, you don't just want to be doing anything and everything. You want to put your business and your content and your expertise out there in a way that's going to be accepted and consumed by the masses. If that makes sense, go ahead and put "makes sense." So that's really why we want to do this. And I want to put you in a position where if you know how to make videos, it doesn't really matter what you're selling. A lot of the people who follow me are coaches and or service providers, right? So it really doesn't matter what product or service they're selling, because when you're the brand and you know how to create videos and you know how to become the authority, it doesn't matter what it is. Like I was just working with a client the other day who owns a lawn care service, right? Lawn care service. Now, he said, "Coach, I wanna actually start charging more, and I want to get a high level clientele." He said, I want to be able to work with bigger businesses. I want them to really understand and appreciate the price and the level of work that's going into it, XYZ, right? So we're seeing all the things that he wants. And I said, that's great. I said, they can absolutely do that. He said, but the problem is that every time I tell them what my price or what I can do at a higher level, all they keep doing is comparing me to the other people. And so I'm not getting a lot of clients that way. And so think about it. If you're getting lawn care services, most people just like, a lot of people might just say, I can just get anybody. But I said, well, in order to change that narrative, you have to become the go-to, and you have to educate the client. And that's really what it comes down to. And this is why I like working with service-based businesses, because you have the ability to educate the client. And when they're educated, they make an educated decision based on what you're telling them, right? Because they don't have any other rubric to go by, right? So your goal is be honest, be real. But when you educate them and you are the authority, who else are they going to go to? If I got company A and I got company B and I'm trying to choose between both of them, yes, price is a criteria, but everybody doesn't always want to go with the cheapest price. Right? Don't you realize that? Some people want quality. A lot of people want quality. A lot of people want good customer service. A lot of people want a level of assurance that what I'm going to get and what I'm paying you for is what I'm going to get. It's not just the cheapest price. But sometimes people don't know. Sometimes they just aren't educated on it. So if you're not the authority on what you do, then they're not going to find it. They're not going to think about how you're different. They're not going to know how you're different, and thus they're not going to be willing to pay you more or what you're actually worth, right? So how do you do that? How do you become the authority? That's why we're talking about doing great training videos. So let me I'm going to give you 3 things that I've learned when it comes to, by the way, give this some like and give this some love. I'm glad that this is helping. And if this is helpful, go ahead and put OMG below. This is helping. So let me give you 3 things that you're going to do, super quick things that you can do in order to create way better training videos. This is outside of the TikToks. I'm not going to tell you to dance. I'm not going to tell you to do backflips. I'm not going to tell you to just do random things. This is, you have a message, and you have something that you want to get out to your audience, your target audience. What do? That's what this is, right? So that's how I get a lot of folks to pay attention to and really implement what we do. All right, so the very first thing, everybody write this down. Somebody put this in the chat for me. Very first thing you want to do is you want to create a hook. Create a hook. You have to remember we're on social media, right? So we have people don't typically, maybe unless it's like YouTube, but people don't typically come on social media platforms necessarily looking to get training, right? They're not necessarily looking for now. If they come by something and it's interesting, they'll stop, they'll watch, but generally it's just, okay, let me go through and let me see what's interesting, right? That's usually the mindset. Now, we want folks, our ideal clients, we want them to stop scrolling and we want them to watch what we have. Now, if we want them to watch our videos, what do we need to do? You got to create a hook. Okay, Coach T, what are some hooks that you can create? I'll give you a couple ideas, a couple suggestions. Number one, you can start off with a powerful opinion or a powerful statement. You can say something along the lines of, all right, let's say like I have an advertising agency, right? Where we help folks, with Facebook ads. We have a done for you Facebook advertising offer. So let's just say, and I'm not trying to sell this, but let's say if I was, then I would say something along the lines of, if you don't advertise your business right now, your business will fail in the near future. You might be like, damn, that's kind of, you might be like, yo, damn, okay, that's kind of strong. I hear what you're saying though, right? But the thing is, when I say a powerful statement or a powerful opinion, like all successful businesses advertise on a daily basis. You'll listen to that and be like, damn, that's kind of strong. So, but that's what's going to capture your attention. So if you're scrolling, or let's say you're on my profile and you're looking at what you want to click on or what you want to watch, especially if you're scrolling, because remember it plays automatically, right? So especially if you're scrolling, you want to be able to capture attention. You want to be able to say, oh damn, immediately, okay, my man is saying something that I can probably use. So you want to use that. Now, what are some enhancers? Some enhancers on top of that is adding the caption because they say 80% of people who watch videos initially watch the videos on mute, meaning they're watching it without even any sound. So you're already losing if you don't have any captions on the bottom. So you want captions. That'll make it more interesting. If you could add a headline to it, that'll make it more interesting. If you throw music to it, that'll make it more interesting. If you have something to show or display, that'll make it more interesting. But just in terms of the actual training and the content, you want to start off with a hook. All right. So that's number one. Number two, second thing you want to do is you want to mention an engaging story. Mention or go into a creative story. Why don't you go into a story? That's one of the lost arts of what I see what's happening within our industry right now. Just folks who are experts just saying their expertise, but we're not hearing any stories. You know what I mean? And the crazy part is we all love stories. So you want to jump into stories. Why don't you say a story about something that happened to you? Say a story about, how you helped a client or how you took a client's mindset from this to this or results from this to this. Why don't you talk about something that's relevant to your ideal and your target audience, because that's what's going to help them. You know what I mean? Because that's what helps them like create better content, better videos, or help them, whatever you're helping them with. That's how you help them get better results. Like I'll give you an example. So like I had I remember this person wasn't a client, but he was like hitting me up like all the time, like, man, can you help me? And he wasn't necessarily in position to make an investment, but I said, hey, look, if I come across your content, and I got some words of wisdom for you, I got you, right? So anyway, I remember going to his page one time and I was just kind of going through, scrolling. And I remember as I'm scrolling, he has literally every single video is the exact same. He had a blank background. He had his phone, his video, and he was just recording content and just speaking. And as I'm going through it, I say, okay, I just kind of see him speaking in front of this background and just basically like a talking head. Then the next video, same thing. Next video. I'm like, man. And I'm like, if you listen to him, it sounds like he's giving pretty good advice. But the problem is it wasn't, what he was saying wasn't engaging. He didn't start off in a powerful way, and I didn't hear any stories. So really, I didn't learn anything about him. I didn't learn anything about the people that he helped. I didn't learn anything about the lessons learned that he's personally went through. You know, I didn't hear any experiences about him or anybody that he's helped. So imagine what that's doing to your credibility when you have experiences, because we all do. A lot, 9.9999 times out of 10, when people approach me like, hey, Coach C, I want to monetize what I know, they've already been helping and giving good advice to people for years before they even came in contact with me. If that's true, go ahead and put that's true below, right? So what that really means is you already have the expertise. You already have the knowledge to help your people, but most people don't know how to package it. They don't know how to scale it. They don't know how to grow it. They don't know how to get leads from it. There's no business model and or strategy around it, which is why folks bring me in, right? Or they're bringing us in now from an agency perspective where it's like, okay, I have my program, I have my service, but I need you. Can you run the ads for us, right? Can you bring the leads in for us, which we can absolutely do, and we do for companies, right? So, but that's important because the stories what draws them in. The stories will get them engaged. The stories what opens their mind to more possibilities. But if you're not telling any stories, and then you're not capturing anybody's imagination. If you're not telling any stories, you're not increasing the know, like, and trust factor. So let's make this practical. If you've been following me, then you know for a fact I'm always making things practical. So let's make this practical to you. If I looked at the last 10 videos that you've posted where you were actually giving something of substance, how many of those videos would have stories in it? Stories where I learned about you, or stories where I learned about your some way that you've helped your ideal client, whether it's free client or paid. How many? If I looked at your last 10 videos, most people is barely any, if any, right? So I want us to start telling more stories in our video content. All right. So that's number 2, and I'm glad y'all loving this too. Give this some more like, give this some more love. Go ahead and share this out. Y'all know it. Am I serving y'all? Am I serving you right now? Is this really helpful? Is this helping you think through how you're gonna do your video content? All right, perfect. So that's number 2. All right, that's number 2. Dennis, I see you. Darren, I see you. What's good? Good, y'all. All right, so that's number 2. All right, number your hook, right? Once you go into a story, then I want you to discuss the lesson. Discuss the lesson. That's number 3. Discuss the lesson, right? The lesson. Now, this is the part where we all know. This is the part we get excited about. This is the part where we get a chance to really let people know about what we have. So now this is the lesson. Now you want to make the lesson obviously related to the hook, related to the story, but then what is the lesson of the story? What's the lesson you want people to take away? Never tell a story without having a lesson that people can take away, but always tell a story before you go into the lesson, because that's what's going to make people care about the lesson. Does that make sense? So you want to tell your story first where they get it, and then you'll pull out the lesson where now they can absorb and they can appreciate the lesson. That's the importance of this framework. That's the importance of this framework. All right. So all right. So that's what we call HSL. HSL. So if you work with me, this is one of the things that I teach our folks is when they're doing video content. In addition, I can teach you all the tactical stuff. I can teach you how to make things look better. I can teach you some of the vanity stuff to make it look good, and the music and certain things and colors. I can teach you all of that. But to be honest, the truth of why your ideal clients are really going to watch your content is if it's good. You got to create good content. We call it potent content. Your content got to be so potent that they walk away like, damn, this is like a paid training. You want them to feel like, damn, I should have paid for this. That's how dope this is, right? So you want them. So I approach anytime I'm training, it's free, paid, whatever. But anytime I'm training and I'm giving and I'm serving, I'm always giving the best. I'm always giving, and people tell me, yo, your trainings are better than paid trainings that I've been to. Your free trainings are better than paid programs that I've spent 5-10 grand on. And I love that. I love hearing that, because we always like to over deliver. You know what I mean? So that's what our goal is. All right. So those are the 3 things: hook, story. Yeah, Lambert in the building. I see you, Rod. Appreciate you. Lambert is where I grew up, for those who are watching this. So hook, story, lesson. That's what we want to focus on, all right? And when you create your video content, keep that in mind. And I don't take that much time to think about it. So this is not something that you got to take all day to think about. It's okay. How am I going to start this video off? Number one, what's the story that I'm going to tell? Number two, and what's the lesson do I want them to take away from what we just talked about? That's number three. All right. If y'all loving this, go ahead and put loving this below. And let me give you some resources for those who are like, yo, I want to take this to the next level, right? So listen, the year is ticking away, so we're gonna have to. This is about time to really start taking things to the next level. So let me give you some resources. Number one, if you want to run Facebook ads but you need some advice or guidance on doing it. This is if you want to do it yourself. Go ahead and put cheat sheet below or shoot me a DM that says cheat sheet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we send you over a cheat sheet on how we run Facebook ads. And it's going to give you a checklist on all the things we look at to run phenomenal and profitable Facebook ads. That's number one. Number two, we have a live event that's coming up on March 25th. So I actually had some folks who were like, oh, could you please extend the deadline? So I am extending the deadline to tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day to get to join Attendance Bootcamp for 50% off. So if you want to attend it, the link is in my bio, but it's called pcsbootcamp.com. P is in Paul, C is in Cat, S is in Sam, bootcamp.com. Get your tickets for half off, and tomorrow is the absolute deadline. We're not extending it past that. All right, to get your tickets half off. Number three, if you want one-on-one coaching to walk you through your pricing, your program, your lead generation strategy, sales, content, if you need help with that, then go ahead and put below coach me or shoot me a DM that says coach me. And then last but not least, if you want us to run your Facebook ads, if you're like, yo, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the time or I don't have the patience to learn it, yo, just do it for us, then go ahead and put Facebook ads below or shoot me a DM that says Facebook ads. All right. So that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with today. But continue to work. You know what I mean? This is your year. For your year to be different, you got to do something different. And I know for me, for how things started to change and increase over time, is that I just started putting in the work. I started learning. I started getting mentors. I started getting coaches. I started showing up. I started enrolling in programs. I was joining webinars. I was joining trainings like this. I just was a learning machine. But at the same time, I started implementing more and more and more, so I can have the mindset to go out and really provide and serve the world in a bigger way. And if you approach it with that mindset and you start doing these strategies are going to add up, right? We're doing new things every day. We're doing new trainings every day. You know what I mean? Like, all of these strategies are going to add up, but you got to start implementing them. And if you need help with implementation, that's where you need to hit me up. All right. But with that being said, I appreciate you all. Love you all. Continue to be great. And I'll see you on tomorrow's Recharging Your Business session. All right, everybody, take care. Let's work.